Hello and welcome back to Techie Expert. I am Alicia Chandrakar and today I have a very amazing and fascinating personality with me who is the CTO of Zolo, that is Amit Dixit. So Amit, welcome to Techie Expert and thank you so much for your precious time.
Thank you and good afternoon
So
to all
Zolo
of you.
is India's first and largest co-living app, right Amit?
Yeah,
So can you tell
yeah,
our audience what Zolo is exactly about so that they come to know what we are going to talk about in this interview?
right. As you have already told, that Zolo is India's largest co-living brand. We are in managed living space. We are trying to provide co-living experience to all our customers. We are in different managed living areas, for example, industrial housing. We are also in student housing. Uh, we have some other products also. So we are going to talk about those products in detail as we talk. So yeah, you can say that we are trying to give uh, you know wow experience of co-living to all our guests across India in more than 10 to 15 cities.
Okay, that's amazing. So, can you tell us how AI and machine learning is playing a vital role in providing a personalized experience to its customer?
Basically, AI and ML helps us achieve creating wow factor in our customer experience uh, through personalization. It helps us predict their food preferences, and it helps us understand customer needs, and also it helps us map personal and professional interests in a better way. When we understand personal and professional interests, very clearly, it helps us to build cohorts. uh, we can have more engaging communities. These are the real communities. We talk about virtual communities in our social media world, but these are the real communities. So when we know these personal preferences, we are able to engage our guests in a better way. uh, More engaged customer is happier customer, and happy customers tend to stay longer. So here the idea is to help our guests get what they want directly or indirectly. Whenever possible, we are trying to use more technology tools for housekeeping and other customer, solving and other customer related issues. These tools are generating lots of data, and AI and ML is helping us to analyze this data, and these are also trying to help us in finding the customer issues in a faster way. Even in real time, we can find out what kind of issues are there in our properties, what kind of issues are being faced by our customers, and how do we have a solution to these issues as early as possible. This AI/ML is also key to scaling our business. So, for example, right now, we are in hundreds of properties. In future, if you want to scale up to thousands of properties, uh, we don't have to scale our operations in the similar multiple. We can, if we have got things automated, if we are using data, if we are using analytics in a better way, we can scale our business without scaling the operational and other costs in the same way. So, and plus, the most important thing is by using AI/ML, we are trying to give similar kind of experience to all our guests. So it is not person dependent. It is not that okay, one particular caretaker in a property is trying to give very good experience. So we are trying to standardize the customer experience across all our properties. And also, this personalization is very important thing. Everybody wants to have things which are closer to his needs. For example, we are also working on customizing your own look. So suppose somebody is willing to have a different color paint in his room. I'm just giving one example. Or somebody wants to have a different color bed sheet in his room, or somebody wants to have a table, or somebody wants to have a lamp. So this kind of personalization, this kind of data is helping us to customize looks based on customer preferences. This very important thing which is available in our platform is getting buddies of getting buddies. Basically, suppose you want to share a room, or you want to live in property where people having the similar interests are living. So we are using data to find out the common interests, and that's how we are trying to find a good match, and we are also trying to get the buddies of similar interests. So it is a very important feature, and it is helping us in attracting people with a common interest and having more engaged communities.
That's really amazing. So, how are you staying ahead of your competitors?
So basically, we don't focus on competition as much as customer needs. We look at the big picture. Of course, competition is there, and we need to see what everybody is doing. But we focus on customer needs. What is our customer, my customer, looking at? We in tech work very closely with our marketing team and customer insight team, and we try to find the customer interest by the data we have. So, as far as competition is concerned, yes, of course, we don't look at so closely. We are looking at bigger picture. We are trying to make discoveries, property discovery easier for our guests who are trying to find the property in various cities. We are trying to make it very easy discovery if they are looking at the properties in a particular location. We are trying to be ahead in finding our customer needs. Our tech products are very agile. We are trying our best to reduce time to market of different features. Suppose our customer insight team, it comes back to me and says that, okay, we are looking for this particular feature because this can enhance our customer experience in a big way. We are trying to put that feature as early as possible in our tech products. So this is something definitely by doing this, we are trying to remain ahead from our competitors. We are also using Internet of Things to make places more secure, such as CCTVs, analyzing their data in real time, and trying to find out if there is any security threat or is there any safety error. For example, if there is a area where because of fire safety measures there should not be any parking. So we just try to find out by using our CCTV details that there should not be any vehicle or anything parked in the area where fire safety instruments or equipments are placed. So we are trying to use smart locks, which eliminates the need of physical keys, and safety and security is very important for us, and it is very important for our guests as well. So we are doing this. We are already using smart electricity meters in some of our properties, and we are trying to extend it to all our properties. It is helping our customers to save on energy cost. It is saving a lot of operational cost also for us, and it is improving operational efficiency. So by doing all this, we are trying to be ahead in the market.
Okay, that's amazing. So what has so far surprised you in this industry?
So one thing is this whole industry is very unique industry, right? Typically people were used to regular rentals, They used to go to different cities, and they used to find different real estate agents, and they used to connect their friends and try. They used to get rental properties. They used to find if they can find some roommates. So this managed living concept is, it is a new concept, right? People have started using it, but fulfilling their need, right? The kind of experience we are giving, uh, people are ready to pay for that experience. Initially, when I started seeing that, I was under impression that why will people want to pay, pay for these kind of services. But when I see that people are willing to pay if they are getting the right services, so that was a little that was a little surprising. That okay, for all the services, people are really looking to pay, and for the experience, people are looking to pay.
Exactly. Right. So, what do you think? Can you take over the real estate market in the future, as your offerings are so good?
Right. So, as far as real estate market is concerned, uh, we are working on one of the very important use case, and that use case is basically we are trying to solve via big data. We are just trying to understand our supply side cost. So we need to understand the prevailing market rentals to be fair and precise on supply acquisition cost. So whatever inventory we are getting, or whatever inventory we have, uh, we are acquiring those inventories. We are paying for that. And the most important thing we are trying to solve is how do you optimize it? How do you make sure that uh, it is rightly priced when we are offering it to our customers? So, based on various data points such as, upcoming or available service around a locality, footfall in that locality, number of business centers or tech parks, and number of people visiting those business centers and tech parks can help us predict the long-term rental value of a property. When we are able to predict the long-term rental value, it helps us negotiate better long-term financial contracts, which helps achieve predictability in terms of financial performance of the real estate market. So this is one use case we are working on with the help of deep data or with the help of big data. And we believe that if we are able to solve that, it is going to be a big thing because this has never happened, especially in the Indian markets.
Right. So my next question to you is, can you elaborate what are the various services Zolo is providing to its users?
So, uh, there. So, Zolo has many offerings. Okay. So, there's something called Z Assets. We also call it as build to suit and investment sales. It is a B2C play. We have got industrial housing, so it is a B2B play where we are offering the managed living experience to the workers who are working in the industries. We are also having an offering called student housing. So this is a managed living offering for the college students. So basically, the college hostel kind of experience in a managed way, we want to provide it to the students. And other offering, which we started with was, managed living or co-living, which is B2B, and little bit is B2B, and majority is B2C. Apart from these offerings, we have also started working on job tech. So we have recently launched a product called My First XP. XP stands for experience. So, if people are looking for their first internship, if they are looking for their first job or a second or third job, we are also providing a guaranteed offering for internship and jobs. So this is a new product we have launched a few weeks back, and these are the services which we are providing to our guests.
Okay, that's great. So I want to know, like, what are your future plans? What is the roadmap ahead?
Basically, as far as roadmap is concerned, basically we are planning to provide managed living as a platform. It includes living for college students in their hostels, managed living for workers in industries and remote locations. Personally, I believe that senior living is an important need of society, especially after pandemic. So I believe that these are the business roadmaps as far as Zolo Stays is concerned. I also talked about other offerings in my previous answer. So definitely we are working on all those offerings as well. As far as tech roadmap is concerned, at Zolo we believe in making platforms rather than products. Platforms should be able to serve various managed living needs by making smaller configuration changes. As far as tech roadmap is concerned, I am focusing on building highly scalable and resilient platform which is capable of taking 100x traffic from the current traffic, so that tech never remains a bottleneck for business expansion. Focus is on building highly scalable common microservices which can power various offerings. Idea is to move towards site reliability engineering model, SRE model, which will help us to make platform more stable and supportable with very minimal manual intervention. In tech, total cost of ownership is very important because it should make business sense also. So tech should complement our business model. Our total cost of ownership of tech should complement our business model, and we should be able to help Zolo achieve required cost advantage by use of tech. So idea of tech is basically to achieve operational efficiency and to make it cost effective for business to run.
Okay, that's great. So as you mentioned about the pandemic in your answer, so how did you dealt with that when we were having our first wave and second wave? So what were the problems you faced and what were the solution you came up with?
Right. So very good question. So basically, if you see, similar to other industries, tech played very important role in Zolo during pandemic. If you see industry, the digital interaction went up, 3 to 4 times at least. In many cases, we saw that offline interaction was totally stopped in the beginning months when pandemic, when there were lockdowns across cities, flights were not operational, public transport was not there. So it was a very tough time. And, because of which digital interaction went up by several times. And tech played very important role everywhere. And in Zolo also, tech played very important role. For us, serving our guests is the highest priority. And during the pandemic, it became more important because safety of our customers and safety of our employees became very, very important. We had to make sure that all our guests, they feel safe and secure in our properties. We introduced health insurance for all Zolites. And when we introduced this health insurance, we had to make sure that it is incorporated into our tech product also. So we had to make quick changes, quick tweaks to our tech product so that we can offer these health insurance covers to all our customers. Um, Zolo promised 100% hygiene assured. So, it was not a very small thing because we had to implement in hundreds of properties, and we had to ensure that we are following in all our properties and for all our guests. So, there were product tweaks, there were operational, efficiency improvements we did. As far as tech is concerned, we had three things. One was enhancing digital experience, infrastructure optimization, and platform cost optimization. So for our customers, though all our experience was digital in nature even before pandemic also, but in some cases there was customer success team which used to interact, so there was a little bit offline interaction also. So we had to ensure that we improve our digital experience. We did a lot of things in our products for that. We had a big challenge because we had to optimize our infrastructure cost. We reduced our infrastructure cost to 1/3 of the cost before pandemic. It was not because of reduction in traffic, but in general also we were able to optimize many things. We went fully cloud native. All our applications, we containerized it, and it helped in saving cost. For non-production environment, we started using very low cost infrastructure, cloud infrastructure. As far as platform optimization is concerned, we started caching paid APIs. So this was all about infrastructure and platform cost optimization, making our operations more effective by automating a lot of manual work. So manual work is always very tedious and it is error-prone also. Plus, it is not scalable also. So we automated a lot of manual work and thus improving our operational efficiency. We started automating and making our data available in real time. As far as our support, the product support cost is concerned, we automated all our alerts, so that it doesn't require any manual intervention. We started generating more insights from the data to ensure that our properties are profitable even with lower occupancy, because the one side effect of pandemic was lower occupancy because people were moving from big cities to smaller towns, to their native places, to their hometowns. So we had to make sure that our properties are profitable with lower occupancy, and that was possible by analyzing a lot of data and understanding different financial aspects, and making sure that with lower occupancy also we can keep the things profitable for us. Predicting what kind of occupancy patterns are there. In some cases we also use data for making decisions to exit or continue with the property if it is not making profit. So basically this whole data analysis, it helped us during pandemic time. Even when we did not have a lot of traffic, a lot of people were not moving to our properties, we realized that there was no point in doing a lot of ad spend. So we tried to optimize our ad spend as well. So this is how we tried to scale through pandemic, and I am of the opinion that all these measures which we took, it is going to benefit us in future also.
Right.
And there is one positive side of pandemic where we were able to do a lot of optimizations on infra side or on the platform side or on the digital experience side.
Right, I totally agree with you. So my last question to you, like, what advice would you like to give to our younger generation of people who are entering to tech industry?
Sure. So, tech world is changing a lot. There are many technologies. Uh, uh, there are many platforms. So, I would like to tell everybody that you have to be very passionate about technology, and you should always, programming is the most important part of technology. Though you can also learn different tools, and you can uh, you can try using those tools and technologies, but development and programming is the most critical aspect of tech industry, and there's a lot of innovation happening. So new people who are coming in the industry, they should focus on learning and adopting new and open source technology. Uh, they should see what is happening around the world, and they should also focus a lot of time in tech innovations. Um, how do we optimize our cost? How do we lower our tech cost? What kind of how do we write our programs in a better way, so that we these products can be scaled for multi time traffic, right? So I would advise them to be uh, more hands-on, do more and more programming, learn new technologies, use open source technologies, uh, try to go cloud native. That's the suggestion I have for all the e-commerce and tech industry.
Okay, thank
And
you.
of course, last thing which I missed is data analysis, deep data, or you can call it big data, machine learning. So all these things are, see, earlier all these things were machine learning and AI. It was separate. Like people used to treat these for solving some specific problems. Now in everything you have a scope of implementing AI and ML. You can use your ClickStream data, and you can find out usage pattern of your applications. It can be any application. So every application, every product, every tech product has got a scope of AI ML. Start thinking on those lines and start implementing.
Okay, thank you for your amazing advices. One more question. Can you say few words for our channel Techie Expert?
Yeah, so I think questions are very nice, and I hope to learn more about Techie Expert. I'll just learn more about Techie Expert, and I wish you good luck. And actually, questions were really amazing. The kind of technical depth question had was good. I like those questions. So thank you for asking all those questions. I hope your viewers will benefit from this interview.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your precious time. And viewers, don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section and we will answer it. So Amit, thank you for your precious time, and I really enjoyed the interview. You have give us so much of information and advices that will actually going to help our viewers.
Thank you so much, Alisha.